Oh. And it's fun. After we do this, we're going to get in a hot tub. Yay! Hot tub, hot tub, hot tub.
Well, it's the next morning. We had a great night. They got to play in the jacuzzi and sit by the fire and make some s'mores. So we kept the fire going through the night just so I could come out here in the morning. I'm gonna cook, I think, out here this morning. And my favorite time on the farm is right at daylight. You hear the chickens, the turkeys, the ducks. The cows are starting to graze this morning. You can hear it all. And then I just looked over this morning, and while I was getting some pine to just keep the kindling going for the fire, you can see the sheep starting to graze this morning and see the water, just having the moisture coming off the water, the heat, the fog. It's just a beautiful time in the morning. So when you think about all the hard work that we do, we just finished cutting some soap inside, but all the kids are up now. We've got the fire going. We've got the pork going on the grill. Our ham steaks and sausage. Looks yummy, doesn't it? Mommy's making some fresh biscuits. JJ, you cold? We're like freezing. We're never used to having this kind of temperature. It's like 50 outside, and we're loving it. We're stoking the fire. Today's video, we're going to talk about winter forage. What is winter forage, and what do we feed in our ruminant animals, such as our cows and our sheep? Now, we feed hay. We feed unfertilized hay, and then we also we plant winter forage grass. So in our area, ryegrass tends to grow the best. So you'll see all this Bahia and Bermuda will start dying. This is already planted, and you've seen video, of course, on this, but we're gonna have a whole video on that before long. But we're gonna plant 2 of these paddocks over here in winter forage, which is ryegrass. And this year we're gonna mix some wheat with it and some oats. That will give wheat tends to put a few more pounds on versus rye. But the whole point is to make sure they're not only just eating their hay, they're grazing still, to not lose that. I don't want them just sitting in one paddock just eating hay all the time. So we roll the hay out. We also have winter forage where they can jump over to those paddocks, eat some fresh grass, and then move back to the hay. So that's what we're going to be planting. We're going to be planting the sheep the same way. We cut the little spot, way over there by the sheep on the other side of the pond, which we'll show you. We've already cut it down. Now, we don't disc. Disking and tilling to our ground tears up the grass that's already there, plus hurts the nutrients in there. So our forage won't grow as good as what some people's do when they till and disc. But our goal is to make sure that we don't hurt the grass that's already established, and we want to make sure we're stockpiling underneath. So that all being said, we plant on top of the grass that's already there because that helps it and insulate the grass seed, but also lets it come on through, but don't hurt our grass for next year. So we've got to get this unloaded. You see it all here. This is our diamond tea. It's just basically a ryegrass that stays close to the ground. It's almost like a Marshall rye. And then, of course, the wheat that we have. So we're going to get it planted with our great seeder on the back of the Ranger and move on to the next project, because we might be going to the beef farm and doing the exact same thing. Okay, guys, it's been a gorgeous morning. The bees are already out. It's about 65-ish. I've got my coveralls on just because it was a little chilly this morning. The sheep are doing great. The pond had this fog on it. It's just a beautiful morning. Love fall. You see the backside of the pigs back in there, and then we're at this open spot where the pines are, and this is that field that we keep the sheep in. Now we're letting it rest. I've cut it to a point of just really low. Now the reason I say I don't want to disc it, it's got sheep fertilizer everywhere, manure everywhere, and plus this grass will help it hold. So instead of tearing it up and disking, because again, not that we're up against that, it's just not for us, we're going to go and lay the seed in here. This will help bed that seed and pretty much let it grow, but not hurting this grass. Remember, Bahia grass, if you till it up, which is a perennial grass though, if you till it up, you could very well hurt the seed bank for the Bahia, so then you won't have a good crop of Bahia next year. So we tend to not want to just disc that up. Also, the Bermuda, you can disc it up, it will seed back, but it tends to, again, to stagnate it a little bit. So our goal is to make sure we have great spring and summer forage more than we're caring about winter forage, because ultimately, winter forage, we do have hay, and this is just extra additive. Okay, so you see, I've got this set to where I have just a little opening. I don't want it all the way open. Now I can open this thing all the way, but that's a lot. So I'm gonna tone it down to about right there. That will send out a conservative amount of seed, because seed is not cheap, and this is just extra. It's not really the main source of food for them. So I don't set mine too open. We're gonna go and do the rye first. I don't like mixing two, because this wheat is quadruple the size of, I don't know if you can see that, of the rye, so it won't go out evenly distributed. So I'm gonna do the rye first, and then come back over and do the wheat next, and then from there, the wheat and oat are about the same size, so they can be mixed too. I don't do a lot of oats, just more wheat and rye. I don't know if it's true. Wheat seems to add some extra pounds to the cows. That's what I've always heard. I don't know if that's true. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's why we plant wheat along with the rye. Here we are to seed, and these cows think we're feeding them. Look at them, or they think they're moving. All right, Aiden, you got to be good at this, buddy. See if we can get in without them. All right, close it behind me.
Hey, why are y'all going ooh? Does it smell good?
No.
Alright, we are at our last field. This is the field we're going to do a ryegrass field here on the bottom of the beef farm. Look, I was going to show you this. This is what that storm did here the other day, the one that killed the chicks. And I was out at midnight. It broke that fence across the creek right there, so we got to come back and fix that. And it also took all this fence out. I have no fence right here, so I got to come back and build fence. That's why I can't let the cows in this paddock right now. Except horse slap up. So we're gonna seed this with some rye and wheat, and then we'll go back and seed the other side with wheat, and we will be finished and heading home. Whew. Been a long day. It's hot. So we've got everything seeded. Last chore of the day is making sure we get our hay stacked, and we gotta give this some hay, and we're going back home. We've got the wheat, the rye, all spread. Aiden is gonna finish driving us back up to the barn and check the hay. I think my father's probably done with that. Look at all this goldenrod right there. I don't have any bees up here anymore. That goldenrod is pretty.
Flipping off the back.
Papa.
So what, we gotta move some turkeys and ducks. So what are we working on right now?
Shelling beans.
I'm not shelling beans.
What is this for shelling?
Getting seeds out of shelling.
What is this called?
Broccoli, but you don't eat them.
Sayla, what is it called?
Ellie?
When we go pick that stuff right there, what is it called?
Broccoli.
No, okra. I know that.
Ellie?
So what are we doing with the okra?
Well, it's dried. We got the pieces, not the ones that are still green, but we have several over there that have literally dried on the stem, and the whole stem itself is dead. So we went and picked those, and now we're just getting the seed, basically. I mean, you can see how it's so crunchy. It's just it's all in the pieces, and we're just getting those seeds out to replant.
Are you telling us about it? Are you gonna help us move these turkeys and ducks? Are you gonna chase them?
No.
No?
Go.
Girls, y'all gotta help us, okay?
Okay.
Ellie, you gonna help us? You're the chicken lady.
I'm Kayla.
Are you the crazy chicken lady?
She's chicken lady. I'm not. I'm the cow lady. I'm the pig lady, cow lady.
Do we have any nets to put over there? Or
No, we gotta move them, and walk them with feed,
and then move the net around them?
Yep.
That'll be fine.
So we agreed. So we're gonna move them over here, right there where we just finished that.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to put them over there in the grass, but I mean, it wouldn't hurt to put them over there in the hay, I guess, and then scratch around in the hay and fertilize that area. And
Get that grass growing back since we had that work done with those trees.
yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't leave them but like a week and then move them.
Yeah, we can move them around that field for a little bit. We just need to make sure we got a path for the cows to walk through. You chasing that turkey?
Alright, y'all watch out, guys, and let them come through. Y'all just stay out of the way, okay? Jen is not helping. He's standing in the way of the gate. Hope there's a method to this madness.
Okay, so you're filling up the water. Was it that bad for you? Moving? They do pretty good, don't
Just
they?
a bunch of stuff to move.
Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff. Now, the reason we got them here, this is where we cut the trees. We took an old bale of hay and put it all on the dirt spot because they ruined this field. It wasn't their fault. It's just making new paths for all the water and get the trees out of here. So what we did to prep this land, because we're you know, we don't use fertilization and we use organics. So we've got unfertilized hay down. It's got some seed heads in it. Then you got turkeys and ducks fertilizing and also eating the stuff out of it, scratching the ground. So it's getting natural fertilization back right here. Because this is a good holding field. This is where we usually put our hay and where we bring them in at night. So we can't do that. We did fix the fence. We've been holding them over there just because of this dirt spot, and also that fence was down. So me and Aiden got the fence up. And also we got the turkeys moved. That'll let that ground relax. Mommy wanted to move today. She told me, she said, you got to get them moved right now. Isn't that right?
They just needed to be moved.
Yeah, I know. All right, so let's get this rod put on. You're gonna fill up the duck water. And is that kind of it for right now? Good.